Welcome to San Diego, a city in the U.S. state of California located alongside the Pacific Ocean in Southern California. With a population of over 1.3 million residents, the city is the 8th most populous in the United States and the 2nd most populous in California after Los Angeles. The city is located immediately adjacent to the Mexico-United States border and is the seat of San Diego County, which has a population of nearly 3.3 million people as of 2021. Kindly subscribe to this channel and share this video with everyone. San Diego is known for its mild year-round Mediterranean climate, extensive beaches and parks, its long association with the United States Navy, and its recent emergence as a healthcare and biotechnology development center. The largest sectors of San Diego's economy are defense, military, tourism, international trade, and research manufacturing. In 2014, San Diego was designated by a Forbes columnist as the best city in the country to launch a small business or startup company. San Diego recorded a median household income of $79,646 in 2018, an increase of 3.89% from $76,662 in 2017. The median property value in San Diego in 2018 was $654,700, and the average home has 2 cars per household. Historically home to the Kumeyaay Native Americans, San Diego has been referred to as the birthplace of California, since it was the first site visited and settled by Europeans on what is now the west coast of the United States. Upon landing in San Diego Bay in 1542, Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo claimed the area for Spain, forming the basis for the settlement of Alta California 200 years later. The Presidio and Mission San Diego de Alcala, founded in 1769, formed the first European settlement in what is now California. In 1821, San Diego became part of the newly declared Mexican Empire, which reformed as the First Mexican Republic 2 years later. California was conquered by the U.S. in 1848 following the Mexican-American War and was admitted to the Union as a state in 1850. San Diego's main economic engines are military and defense-related activities, tourism, international trade, research, and manufacturing. The city is the economic center of the San Diego-Tijuana conurbation, the 2nd most populous transporter metropolitan area in the Western Hemisphere, after Detroit-Windsor, home to an estimated 4.9 million people as of 2012. The primary border crossing between San Diego and Tijuana, the San Isidro Port of Entry, is the busiest international land border crossing in the world outside of Asia, 4th busiest overall. The city's airport, San Diego International Airport, is the busiest single-runway airport in the world. San Diego's name can be traced back to the 16th century when Spanish explorer Sebastián Vizcaíno bestowed it upon the area in 1602. He named the bay and the surrounding area San Diego de Alcala in honor of Saint Didacus of Alcala. The term San Diego itself translates to St. James in English. Prior to the Spanish establishment of San Diego, the Kumeyaay village where the town was established was called Kosiayi, meaning drying out place in the Kumeyaay language. After the establishment of San Diego, the Kumeyaay called town and city Tepecalhuatay, meaning stacked big. Luisino speakers in the North County region called it Pushwiay. What has been referred to as the San Dieguito complex was established in the area at least 9,000 years ago. The Kumeyaay may have culturally evolved from this complex or migrated into the area around 1000 CE. Archaeologist Malcolm Rogers hypothesized that the early cultures of San Diego were separate from the Kumeyaay, yet this claim is disputed, with others noting that it does not account for cultural evolution. Rogers later re-evaluated his claims, yet they were influential in shaping historical tellings of early San Diego history. The Kumeyaay established villages scattered across the region, including the village of Kosiayi, which was the Kumeyaay village that the future settlement of San Diego would stem from in today's Old Town. The village of Kosiayi was made up of 30 to 40 families living in pyramid-shaped housing structures and was supported by a freshwater spring from the hillsides. The first European to visit the region was explorer Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, sailing under the flag of Castile but possibly born in Portugal. Sailing his flagship San Salvador from Navidad, New Spain, Cabrillo claimed the bay for the Spanish Empire in 1542, and named the site San Miguel. In November 1602, Sebastián Vizcaíno was sent to map the California coast. Arriving on his flagship San Diego, Vizcaino surveyed the harbor and what are now Mission Bay and Point Loma and named the area for the Catholic Saint Didacus, a Spaniard more commonly known as San Diego de Alcala. On November 12, 1602, the first Christian religious service of record in Alta California was conducted by Friar Antonio de la Ascension, a member of Vizcaino's expedition, to celebrate the feast day of San Diego. The permanent European colonization of both California and San Diego began in 1769 with the arrival of 4 contingents of Spaniards from New Spain and the Baja California Peninsula. 2 seaborne parties reached San Diego Bay, the San Carlos, under Vicente Villa, and including as notable members the engineer and cartographer Miguel Costanzo and the soldier and future governor Pedro Fages, and the San Antonio, under Juan Perez. An initial overland expedition to San Diego from the south was led by the soldier Fernando Rivera and included the Franciscan missionary, explorer, and chronicler Juan Crespi, followed by a second party led by the designated governor Gaspar de Portola and including the mission president, and now Saint, Junípero Serra. In May 1769, Portola established the Fort Presidio of San Diego on a hill near the San Diego River above the Cumayay village of Cosoy, 18, which would later become incorporated into the Spanish settlement, making it the first settlement by Europeans in what is now the state of California. In July of the same year, Mission San Diego de Alcala was founded by Franciscan friars under Serra. The mission became a site for a Cumayay revolt in 1775, which forced the mission to relocate 6 miles, 10 kilometers, up the San Diego River. By 1797, the mission boasted the largest native population in Alta California, with over 1,400 neophytes living in and around the mission proper. Mission San Diego was the southern anchor in Alta California of the historic mission trail El Camino Real. Both the Presidio and the mission are national historic landmarks. In 1821, Mexico won its independence from Spain, and San Diego became part of the Mexican territory of Alta California. In 1822, Mexico began its attempt to extend its authority over the coastal territory of Alta California. The fort on Presidio Hill was gradually abandoned, while the town of San Diego grew up on the level land below Presidio Hill. The mission was secularized by the Mexican government in 1834, and most of the mission lands were granted to former soldiers. The 432 residents of the town petitioned the governor to form a pueblo, and Juan Maria Osuna was elected the first alcalde, municipal magistrate, defeating Pio Pico in the vote. Beyond the town, Mexican land grants expanded the number of California ranchos that modestly added to the local economy. However, San Diego had been losing population throughout the 1830s, due to increasing tension between the settlers and the indigenous Cumayay, and in 1838 the town lost its pueblo status because its size dropped to an estimated 100 to 150 residents. The ranchos in the San Diego region would face Cumayay raids in the late 1830s, and the town itself would face raids in the 1840s. Americans gained an increased awareness of California and its commercial possibilities from the writings of 2 countrymen involved in the often officially forbidden, to foreigners, but economically significant hide and tallow trade, where San Diego was a major port and the only one with an adequate harbor. William Shaler's Journal of a Voyage Between China and the Northwestern Coast of America, made in 1804, and Richard Henry Dana's more substantial and convincing account of his 1834-36 voyage, the classic 2 years before the mast. Tourism is a major industry owing to the city's climate, beaches, and tourist attractions such as Balboa Park, Belmont Amusement Park, San Diego Zoo Safari Park, and SeaWorld San Diego. San Diego's Spanish and Mexican heritage is reflected in many historic sites across the city, such as Mission San Diego de Alcala and Old Town San Diego State Historic Park. Also, the local craft brewing industry attracts an increasing number of visitors for beer tours, and the annual San Diego Beer Week in November. San Diego has been called America's craft beer capital. San Diego County hosted more than 32 million visitors in 2012. Collectively, they spent an estimated $8 billion. The visitor industry provides employment for more than 160,000 people. San Diego's cruise ship industry used to be the second largest in California. Numerous cruise lines operate out of San Diego. However, cruise ship business has been in decline since 2008, when the port hosted over 250 ship calls and more than 900,000 passengers. By 2016 to 2017, the number of ship calls had fallen to 90. Local sightseeing cruises are offered in San Diego Bay and Mission Bay, as well as whale-watching cruises to observe the migration of gray whales, peaking in mid-January. Sport fishing is another popular tourist attraction. San Diego is home to Southern California's biggest sport fishing fleet. San Diego's commercial port and its location on the United States-Mexico border make international trade an important factor in the city's economy. The city is authorized by the United States government to operate as a foreign trade zone. The city shares a 15-mile (24 kilometers) border with Mexico that includes 2 border crossings. San Diego hosts the busiest international border crossing in the world, in the San Isidro neighborhood at the San Isidro port of entry. A second, primarily commercial border crossing operates in the Otay Mesa area. It is the largest commercial crossing on the California-Baja California border and handles the 3rd highest volume of trucks and dollar value of trade among all United States-Mexico land crossings. Subscribe to this channel for more travel and tourism videos. San Diego hosts several major producers of wireless cellular technology. Qualcomm was founded and is headquartered in San Diego, and is one of the largest private sector employers in San Diego. Other wireless industry manufacturers headquartered here include Nokia, LG Electronics, Kyocera International, Cricket Communications and Novatel Wireless. San Diego also has the U.S. headquarters for the Slovakian security company ESET. San Diego has been designated as an iHub Innovation Center for potential collaboration between wireless and the life sciences. San Diego has high real estate prices. San Diego home prices peaked in 2005, and then declined along with the national trend. As of December 2010, prices were down 36% from the peak, median price of homes having declined by more than $200,000 between 2005 and 2010. As of May 2015, the median price of a house was $520,000.